Hey guys, it's Channing. And I decided why not post a blog about me driving? Because I know that a lot of people are curious as to how deaf people drive and, you know, just kind of do this how everyone drives, right? There's some traffic. If you're deaf or hard of hearing and want to start driving soon, and you've already learned how to drive, I have some advice. Don't take your hands off the wheel, okay? Don't ignore it. Because deaf people have a tendency have to be able to be aware of what's around them and be able to make sudden stops. You have to be able to pay attention. There's cops, firefighters, deaf people can't really hear the sirens, or if they're from behind them. You have to check your mirrors very often and see if there's lights flashing so that you can move over, or in a big intersection. So if there's a red light or a green light, you have to look both ways, because a cop could pull you over. So always watch for cops and firefighters. So looking at deaf people compared to hearing people and being distracted, hearing people have texting, the radio. I mean, deaf people do that too, but they have to be more aware of their environment, always paying attention to the road. They can't be fiddling with their phone or talking to their friends. But statistically, deaf people are better drivers. Booyah. So what do you do if you get pulled over by a cop? You have to have your license and your insurance, your registration. Everything has to be ready because the cop's going to come over and he's going to have you roll down his window, and if you give him your information and write down everything, you have to write down on a piece of paper because cops aren't normally, not all cops want to use a phone to communicate with you, so normally paper is better. So when a cop walks up to your window and you give him everything that I mentioned before, so normally on your license it should put that you're deaf or hard of hearing. It should have it on the back of it. If your state has that on their license. Not all states have that. So it'll help the cop understand that he can't just start talking to you. A lot of people that know sign language will sign even though they're not deaf and try and get out of getting a speed ticket. But if you prove to them that you are deaf by showing them that that's on the back of your license, it'll help you a lot. If a cop pulls you over for speeding, you can always say sorry. And the cop will feel like he's helping you. So a lot of people ask me, how do deaf people order at a drive-thru for a restaurant like McDonald's or something? It's really simple, actually. So deaf people will order on a piece of paper. In most places, instead of where you talk to the person, there's normally a camera So you can hold up your piece of paper to the camera, and then go to the window, and you can give them your order. And then normally the first window is where you pay, and the second window is where you get your food. So normally you just go to the first window and give them your order. Some people complain about McDonald's ignoring deaf people's business. And how do they communicate with deaf people? Normally it's really easy. You just give them a piece of paper with your order. And if they don't answer, you can normally just fast food places. You could go in the store inside and sit at a table. Like Dunkin' Donuts. Normally there isn't somebody there. They're inside. So then you kind of have to wait sometimes if they don't come to the window. And then finally, once you get their attention, you can give them your order at the window. And, sometimes you really have to be patient, waiting for people to show up.